So, guys, welcome to the podcast today. Before we start this podcast, I need us to drink some sweet wine. And how many of you here, you guys drink wine? You like sweet, white, red? My friend Tumi sent some bottles from Jam Jar. She runs a wine company called Isibini Wines. Foza powering me, and you are welcome back to our Creative Journey podcast, where I am speaking to all my favorite friends in the industry as a woman. And it's just like an all-female cast. And today I have like 3 lovely women with me on this episode, and I love it so much because we're going to be talking about how we all created niches for ourselves in the creative industry. So welcome, and welcome to my guest today. I have Annie, the beautiful Annie, one of my favorite fashion lawyers. Actually, the only fashion lawyer in Africa. Well, if you want to check that, that's your problem. Yeah. And with me here is the beautiful, amazing Amanda, one of my favorite content creators in the legal industry. She does it like no other. And my favorite Gen Z, Seyi, and my personal psychic. You guys, welcome to this podcast, and you guys are going to introduce yourself to the podcast as you wish, but I'm going to take my wine and start drinking. So feel free. Take it away, Annie.
Okay, hi viewers, hi listeners. My name is Annie Otti. I am a fashion lawyer. Like Foza said, #1 in Africa. And yeah, I'm also like, I'd say most influential fashion lawyer in Africa. I got this from the Fashion Law Institute, Turkey. And yeah, I'm the founder of the Africa Fashion Law. So yeah, that's my creative or part of my creative journey.
How can I beat that? Hi everyone, my name is Uzoagba. I'm an entertainment lawyer. And in the spirit of following what Annie has said, I think I'm one of the few entertainment lawyers that have experiences across all the aspects of the entertainment industry. It's hard to find within our industry. Also an award-winning author. I have a book on legal aspect of the dance industry. I'm an entertainment business consultant and currently the head of licensing West Africa from Dundo.
Hey! Hallelujah. It's like power packed, eh? Hey. All right, Shay, give it to us.
Awesome. Hi, everyone. My name is Seyi Alawode, and I am the founder of CHL. I've won multiple awards, essentially for helping businesses within the creative and tech sector scale, expand, and reach their goals. I'd say I'm probably the youngest in the game when it comes to what I do and how I do what I do. And I'm super excited to talk about it and get into my journey.
See, guys, I brought like the best of the best for us to talk today, and I'm so excited. First of all, thank you guys for listening to me when I said introduce yourself, because I didn't want like, oh, my name is Amanda, I'm an entertainment lawyer. Yes, I know. I want to know the big stuff that you've done. But before we get to like this award-winning, multi-winning, for Annie, I remember when Annie sent me a message, I was like, oh yeah, Foza, I want to do fashion law. How can you help? And I know we tried to work, but it didn't quite work out. But I'm so proud of you where you are today. So just take us through like the journey of how you, just in brief, like how you got to Annie, the fashion lawyer. Why fashion law?
Oh, the story is quite interesting. Okay, so fashion law. When I got admitted into law to study law, I was wondering like, what can I do with law? You know, sometimes you see lawyers go to court and then you wonder. It seems sad. It seems sad. And I went online, I was just seeing a lot of sad stories of lawyers. I'm like, wait, what did I just do to myself? And then I can remember having a conversation there with my brother, and he was watching Suits. I had not seen Suits. I just started seeing Suits, and I was like, oh, lawyers are cool people. Have you seen Suits? You're going to do really great in law. You know, check out what you're interested in. He really motivated me. I'm like, okay, let me research. So I was researching. I was like, okay, I have to stand out in the industry or like in the legal industry. I have to make a mark. And then I found fashion law. But that was before I got into the university. And then I was like, maybe I'm going to do a master's in fashion law eventually. Then I had a conversation with, I had like a school events, a program though. And then I had a conversation with a guest. And I told her, oh, I like fashion law. And she was like, okay, you like fashion law. What are you doing about it? I was like, oh, I'm waiting for after school to go for master's. And she said, you already know what you want to do. You can write about it. You can talk about it. So do that. And then that was the beginning. By writing about it, then I started pushing. Then Foza came to my school. I'm like, said somebody in the entertainment industry is coming. I'm like, okay. I followed them. It was the IP club. So I followed the organizers. Then I'm like, I'm going to wait for Foza to get here. Like I waited.
Please tell me I was nice.
I waited. Like I was like, no, I'm not going, because people were preparing for the events, but it was already late when she arrived from Lagos. And I was like, I'm going to meet her. Then she asked me, oh, do you know Miss Uzoagba? And I'm like, oh, you know what you're doing. But then that was like the beginning. And over time, I just got experience in fashion, in law, but it was important to me that I got experience in both sectors so that I would understand the industry and I would also understand the legal scope. So I think that pretty much covers the beginning.
It's such an amazing story because it's like very few people find that purpose, before law school. I was one of those people in theory level. I knew that is it entertainment or not. I wasn't gonna go to court. People are like, you want to be a son? I'm like, not me. But so Amanda, I came across Amanda. I think you messaged me, at some point. I was telling, in the background, I said, I know Annie reached out to me, you reached out to me. I answered Annie. I don't quite think I answered you. And maybe at that point I was saying, maybe I wasn't in the mood. I wasn't, in the space for mentorship. But one of the things that I say is like, I like the way, even if I know that people have told you you're doing too much, I love the way that you've forged your own path and not taking any other person's sample to do what you need to do. So just walk us through how that was for you to become Mandy. I call you Mandy because that's what I know you as, Mandy. So how? And how you're weaving through film to dance to music to,
I don't think till now I have the journey all figured out. I'm just taking it one step at a time. And me starting entertainment law, unlike Annie that thought about it in uni and you already knew, as at my first encounter with entertainment law proper was post NYSC.
Oh, wow.
Before it, I never knew anything about entertainment law. Well, one thing I knew was that I didn't want to practice law as to litigation. I wasn't sure if I was law firm material.
There's a lot of them.
All right. You're definitely not law firm material.
Sure. I would love it because all the few times I tried to do internship, what you're saying and what I'm saying it's not the same thing. It's not matching. What you're expecting of me and what I'm doing is not the same thing. And I knew it was a struggle for me. So at some point I was like, see, when I get to that bridge, I'll cross it. I'm not going to try. But one thing I know that happened over time, and I think it was just probably God leading me through the journey, was that I found myself doing different things within the entertainment industry. I tell people that I've been around for like 10 years and it's weird. And that's because from my third year, which was like 2014, I was already blogging. I was already doing PR for record label. When they want to do press release, when they want to sign new artists, I was basically on that side of publicity, not in law, I was horrible at IP. It was that bad. Like when I did IP in final year, I didn't know what we were talking about in class. I had to go back and reread it when I started practicing. That's how detached I was from the idea of practicing law or doing anything entertainment law. But I did all of that. I've always been around the scene. And from PR, I started doing OAP. I've lived a lot of lives. I did presenting, TV presenting, I did producing, I did a lot of things. But at that point, I was just going with the flow. I find myself in this conversation. Oh, can you do this? And I just start doing it. Oh, can you do this? Initially, me getting into blogging because of my mom. My mom was like, Lindy Cage is making money. Make money, go in and make money. And that was it. There was no idea on the whole entertainment. I was just passing news and blogging. Let me make money before entertainment factor came in and all of that. So when I finished NYSC, during NYSC, applying to do maritime law
Oh, wow.
as masters.
Wow. It's so interesting because it's like in the last 5 years I've known you, I would have thought like you had like similar journey of you knew what you
No.
wanted. This is the first time I'm hearing like
During NYSC, I applied. I had 3 admissions from UK for maritime law. The reason why I couldn't go was finances. It wasn't just right at that moment, so I couldn't go. If not, probably a maritime lawyer by now.
Oh, wow.
So I came back home and I was doing a lot of searching for jobs. I grew up in Enugu. East is predominantly litigation region.
land.
Exactly. So all I was seeing was courts. I said no, it got that bad that my dad had his friends that are lawyers and judges calling me, you have to do this for you to do this. What do you say you want to do? You want to be useless to your life? I was like, I'm still figuring this out. So I think I was ready at that breaking point when I was like, okay, I'm good at entertainment. I know the business. I know the back part of it. So let me see if there's any. I thought I was the person that was innovating it. Truthfully, I thought it was my own idea. Oh, entertainment law will be the best. And then I was like, wait, before you go and start shouting you've created something new, do your research. And I just typed entertainment law online and I was like, wait, hold up, where have I been? What's this? Juliet, there's this girl, Juliana.
Yeah, Juliana.
I saw a lot of videos on publishing. I was like, what is this? I saw you, I saw Akiemi, I saw what's his name? That was the Maven that is now in PRS.
Yemi.
You guys were the primary people I met. And for those 4 people, I was like, wait, hold up, this is not this is not me. Like, I didn't come up with this idea. So I now started doing a lot of reading, watching videos, researching. I found this guy on YouTube, Mark Gordon, Gorman, or something like that. I jumped on his video. So what a lot of people didn't know is I had 1 month of consuming those content. If I came out and said I'm an entertainment lawyer, I don't know what made me do that, but I think I was just moving with fear, and I just started creating a lot of content. If I read, I'll do that. Within 1 month of that, I organized press tour. I was like, what the hell? I was because the East, I had the advantage of the fact that East didn't have any of you guys, and there was nobody saying entertainment law. So I was on radio, I was on TV, I did Enugu, did Owerri, did Anambra, then went to Abuja. It was crazy. And at that period, at some point, I was like, I'm not going to pause, because if I sit back, that whole imposter syndrome will come. So I'll just keep moving. Somewhere along the line, I'll figure out what I'm doing. And then COVID, Inky reached out to me that Everyone Life had an opening. I came to Lagos, applied for the job.
Wait. Hold up. We were not in Lagos and all of this.
This wasn't.
Dear Lord.
I was in Enugu. After NYS, I went back home. I served in Calabar. After NYS, I was in AG's office. I was his assistant.
Guys, you can see the shock on my face is because for the past like 6 years or 5 years, I actually tell you.
After COVID.
Damn.
September 2020. 1st of September.
Wow.
That's like you to Lagos.
That's such an amazing story. Yeah. I met Seyi. I met you at an event. Was it an event?
We met at Vesta, and then I saw you.
Oh, yeah. So I walk at Vesta sometimes, like, just to clear my head. And I just saw this young woman. She was talking to someone, and I was just thinking about writing my book then. And I don't know, I think I was talking to Osagi, the guy, Alonge, and maybe he said meet Seyi or she just came into the conversation. She was just like, oh, yes, you should definitely write the book. I was just like, I don't know you from anywhere. And you should do it like this, and you should do that, and you should do that. And let me tell you, that conversation is what has led to this, by the way. So, and I just took interest in Seyi, right? It's just like, I call her my favorite Gen Z, because it's like her mind is amazing and one of like the most innovative marketing persons I've met. So just like tell us, walk us through the CHL journey.
Firstly, I'm shy. No, I'm kidding. Okay, CHL. So CHL started when I was in uni. Funny enough, I wanted to be a lawyer. At least I thought I wanted to be a lawyer. Everyone used to tell me I was good at arguing, so I'd make a good lawyer. But I didn't quite get the grades for law, to study law at Durham. haven't forgiven them for that. But I instead did sociology at Warwick. And Warwick is basically where it's in the UK, and it's where pretty much where all the Oxford and Cambridge rejects go, right? So it's a super serious university. Everyone is either doing law or engineering or finance or consulting or accounting or architecture. That's it, right? But then there was like a bunch of us, like super, we call ourselves creatives then, right? We're into media. Some of us were into tech, art, music, and we're like, okay, you know, second year is coming up because that's the time where everyone starts getting their summer internships. Everyone has to get work experience. And, you know, I had, I guess, dabbled in law work experience, but I didn't like it. You know, I want, sorry, I know, I'm in the midst of lawyer. Like, I didn't really like it too. Yeah, so I didn't really like it. And I always knew I was a storyteller. I used to write. I had a blog that got quite a lot of attention. It was pretty much just highlighting, similarly to this actually, just highlighting female creatives in and around Lagos, which was my second home, right? And I noticed that, okay, say everyone in work wants to do finance, you have a bunch of KPMGs and EYs at the university doing events. And I'm like, okay, when it comes to creative and tech, like, who is doing these events? And no one was doing it. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I can actually do this at work. This is a gap that needs to be filled. Still didn't want to do anything with it. I just thought, you know what, like, I'm into the creative and tech sectors. I feel like women are really unrepresented in these sectors. Why don't I do an event for women in these sectors that are interested in it? And I named it Creator Lane, which is what my business now stands for. And the first event was a flop. Like, it was so bad. It was literally like 7 of us in the room and like 4 people were my friends. So in a university full of like 30,000 people, 4 people care about the creative sector. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe I should actually just get a career, you know, all of that stuff. But then I did it again. And in between the summer of second and third year, I got quite a lot of experience. I actually started work experience quite early when I was 17. It was more in like law, strategy, consulting, never really what I actually wanted to do. So I got some experience by like 2017, 2018. I was working on Lucozade briefs, Ribena. 2018, I got to do Jameson, Universal, Adekunle Gold, DRB, all of that stuff. And I'm getting different experience at different agencies. And I'm like, wait, this is how these guys are doing it. Like, there's no, the thing with marketing is so long as you understand the theory, you can actually, I believe anyone can set up an agency. And I happened to work for dickheads at the time. I don't know. And in my head, I'm thinking, nah, like, if this babe can open an agency, so can I. You know, being Delulu, I was in second year of uni, hadn't graduated, still didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, let me set up this like small thing. And then towards like 2019, graduated. What I had set up at uni started getting attention. So I won an award, right? I'm one of the first Black women at work to do so, which is it's a pretty big deal because work is super white. And this was just an idea I had. And then summer of that year, I got some attention from Google. And they sort of put me in a program called Google Creative Campus. So that's pretty much like 30 to 35 creatives, entrepreneurs from all around the world that get to receive training directly from Google in Mountain View. So it was really, really good. And I'm like, okay, cool. So like, I'm getting experience small, like I can actually use this to start a business. Started up my business, I would say, February 2020, and we all know what happened after that. So, you know, it was kind of really difficult for me because still hadn't quite figured out a niche. I just knew that I really liked marketing. I had a community of a bunch of Gen Zs that had all been to my events. I was good at this marketing thing. I had got experience and like, how do I like mesh it together? And one good thing that I would always say is like, talk about yourself a lot because I wasn't doing that much. At least to me, looking back at it, wasn't that much to me, but I was talking a lot about it. And I got on LinkedIn and it got the attention of someone at Spotify. And that's how we got our first client as an agency. So it wasn't even like a developed business yet. It was just literally just,
it was just like,
it was just honestly vibes, but it was curated vibes. Like I knew what I wanted.
I love that curated vibe. You see, one of the things I picked up from this conversation, all of you are Delulu. And that's the solution to your daily. Foza powering me, and you are welcome back to our Creative Journey podcast, where I am speaking to all my favorite friends in the industry as a woman. I strongly believe that when I was coming into the industry, I was like, especially for law, it's just like everybody is doing this law. We're wearing brown shirts. We're going to. I was just like, I want to be soft. I want to go on cruises. I want to, I want to live good life. After. And I was just like, I want to stand out. And I know that there's someone watching out there that is just like, okay, so what can I do to stand out?
Yeah.
Now it's cool. Now everybody's like, oh yeah, I'm an entertainment lawyer. I want to do entertainment lawyer. I'm just like, we still only talk about just probably 3 to 4 aspects of the entertainment industry. And that's why, like, I love what you're doing, because people say, oh, marketing. Oh, I'm doing artist marketing. Oh, I'm doing record label. Like, nobody's actually focusing on the creative tech. Which is even like the first problem is that creative tech say we're still looking for people in creative tech. Do you understand? So niche is such an interesting, in law we call it specialization.
Yeah.
A lot of people speak against it. They say, oh, your first 5 years, be general. Do general law.
Do everything.
So, but the thing that I've picked from us is that everybody here has a level of delusion. That's general for a dreamer. But like, what is the other like strengths and weaknesses that you've identified in yourself that has helped you to get to where you are right now as Annie, the owner of the African Fashion Law podcast, or the African Fashion Law brand?
Okay, first off, I'll say persistence and having self-belief. That's like something that has been major with me, because honestly, like with starting up the African Fashion Law, you hear people say, oh, why not just blog? Are you a blogger? Are you a stylist?
Are you a stylist?
Oh, you dress so well. Do you run a brand? Are you, those are the kind of questions that I get. And sometimes it can be so weird because it's deep law. It's not all surface level law.
Yeah.
It's deep law in the whole supply chain. There is law in every area. So personally, it has just been, being persistent, just believing in the vision that I have. Oftentimes I'm like, the Africa Fashion Law Services, myself as a fashion lawyer, I'm going to be international. I'm going to be global, like
I love that.
number 1 in the world. That's what I tell myself. So that's why I'm always trying to like push myself, because there are times where it might not seem right, or times where there are challenges, time where there are like problems, and they're like, okay, is this really what I've been called to do? But my idea is just that everybody has different visions, and this is the one I've been given, so I'm going to push it to the very top.
I love that. Vision. Identifying the vision and sticking to it. Like my producer asked me and said, what's your purpose? I told her it's to create wealth for creatives. I love it so much. Because that has been like all through all my businesses. It's just like creating wealth for creatives. Now, as I'm entering my 30s, yes, I'm very old. Thank you very much. As I'm entering my 30s, I'm like, it is more specific to creating wealth for female creatives and the creative stakeholders, that are women. And so for you, what is that one trait, that you're just like, you're Mandy, man?
I'll say personality.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, because there are a lot of entertainment lawyers. And if not anything, you realize that in our industry, because of kind of people that we deal with, you can't just come as a regular lawyer.
Yeah.
You can't just come as they trained you from law school to be. You have to be able to be flexible. You have to be able to communicate, speak the language they understand. If not, they close up during conversations. So I heard a lot of people tell me when I finished law school, oh, as a lawyer, I have to do this, rules and regulations, dress this way, speak this way,
Yeah.
appear this way. And I say, no, if I do that, I'll just be like every other lawyer. I'm a human being before I'm a lawyer. I studied law. That's just part of my journey. I can still decide to drop it tomorrow and do something else. But as long as I'm doing it, I have to stay true to myself. And I think that's what makes you stand out.
You see, Amanda reminds me of one of my late mentors, Tosin Buckner. Rest in peace. Tosin would sing rock music today, go on radio, be an OAP, write a book, do spoken words, decide that she wants to act. And one thing, when we went for a burial at Avesta, the pastor said, no, our sister, I think our pastor or the sister said, she died empty. And for me, it was just like, so Foza, because when I wanted to start this, I was like, someone said, so your brand now, you want to be an interviewer? I'm like,
So annoying.
I was like, okay, so, but what's, okay.
The truth about that, people try to put in a box to make themselves feel comfortable. and
Yeah,
feel
why
good
must
about
anybody
themselves.
be in a box?
Stylist and stuff. People try and like,
Yes.
okay, so is it this or this or this?
No.
You, what about you? What's that quality and trait in you that just like, that gets you through?
Oof. It's a couple of things. Definitely talent. Like I know my stuff. Like I ensure that, yeah, I'm confident, I'm all of that stuff, but I have the numbers to back it, right? I have the proof, the results. But then also like a ridiculous level of self-belief. I don't believe, if I could be wrong, who cares? But I don't believe.
Who cares?
I genuinely like when I'm working with businesses or I'm working on a big campaign. Say with Native Land, for example, we had 12 days to sell 3,000 tickets.
No, that was a crazy campaign. by the way.
Yeah, as of 7 p.m. the night of, we had sold 6,244. So it's like I approach things like, okay, I don't know how, but I know I'm going to get this done. And I think there's a way that the subconscious mind, like, once you told yourself, like, I don't know how, but we're going to figure it out, you will damn well figure it out. And my life has literally just been a series of me saying, SA, we want this, we're going to get this, we don't know how, but we're going to get there. And I did.
And that's what she tells me. Like, she just, I told her that day, I said, I'm looking for 10 million. She said, manifest it.
Literally. Sorry to sound so
She was like, Foza, speak it into the. And I said, Seyi, let's have a meeting. Then I'm sitting, I'm like, Seyi, I need 10 million. She said, Foza, have you manifested it? I'm like, I'm still manifesting it. I'm not bound the 10 million, but it's part of the, and when you're going through a journey of specialization and niche, it's very lonely. So how do you deal with that loneliness? How have you dealt with it?
That's a very interesting question.
She sighed like 3 times.
Okay, so generally for me, it's just more about knowing where I am going to, where I'm heading to, and just understanding that some people would not understand it. And it's fine. Like, it's fine that some people would not understand it, but with all that, I still have to give my very best to it. I still have to like push. Oftentimes when I meet people that are like, oh, I don't understand, I'm like, don't worry, you will understand very soon. That's what I say in my mind. And over time, I've had people that, did not understand then. And they'll be like, oh, now I understand you. And I'm like, oh, you've not understood yet. The understanding is still coming. The vision is big. The vision is big. So the understanding. So for me, it's just more of focusing on, okay, this is what I want to do. And I have to give my very best. So that's how I deal with the loneliness of being in a different sector. Because a lot of people energy, maritime. So you're talking about IP and fashion. And like,
What are you talking about?
talking about
What about you, Amanda? Do you even get lonely on this journey?
Oh my God, yes, definitely. But I think it's more loneliness is there, and there's also the noise. The noise from the right people and from the wrong people. Because if you listen to the noise of the wrong people, you're going to stop. If you listen to the noise from the right people, you overplay your hand.
Oof. Ooh, think that again. Really? Say that again. Mandicotes.
If you listen to the noise from the wrong people, you lose guard. I've changed it. When you listen to the noise from the right people, you overplay your hand. Because truthfully, in this industry, you already know. People always, and I'm not against that. I know I always do that. Always like, boss, this, that small thing. We always have people that want to like praise you and all of that, which is nice. But if you let it enter your head,
you forget where you are.
Exactly. You find yourself feeling like, oh, I've reached, I don't have to learn anything else. There's one thing I always pride myself that no matter how far I go, there's certain conversations, certain places I find myself, I keep quiet and I listen. Now, until I'm sure that you're wrong with what you're saying, if I open my mouth and say it. If not, I always put myself in that situation that I'm always learning. I can't know it all. There's always something new. But getting through the loneliness, I think for me, I was opportune to have a best friend that worked the journey with me. She's not into entertainment law, she's into real estate, but she's been someone that's been with me from university days when I was still doing blogging and my brother's world confused. It's a funny place, but she was always there. And why I'm thankful for her is because I dealt with imposter syndrome very well. Like it took time, even after I moved to Lagos, even after I still working with Urban Life, I was doing a lot of things. I still dealt with it. And she's always that calming voice whenever I start, oh, I'm not doing enough. Oh, people think you can do this. Or sometimes you just sleep and wake up, someone is just present, you're like, sorry, who are people talking? Me? Is it me? But she's always there like trying to like remind you, you've done this, you're good enough and all of that. So I think that helped a lot with the loneliness and also to encourage me whenever I felt like, is anybody even listening? Especially when I said at first, I was like, you're just making noise. Like, what if tomorrow then I give you one big job I cannot deliver because what you know is just theory. But she was like, okay, just keep pushing, and keep pushing. So I think that helped. Like, she kept me grounded and she still keeps me grounded too today.
That's amazing, like friendships. My female, I have a group of female friends that we've been friends since just one. They probably can call, like, be like, everybody's like, oh yeah, Foza, they're just like, Ace, when you call. You know when they call your real name, you know that's where you coming from. You know, but I like that. We'll segue into that, but let's hear Sheyi's like dealing with loneliness.
So I'd say like my career so far started off really lonely because I started really early. And around the time I was friends with people that were threatened by that because, you're still teenagers, you're not old enough, your prefrontal lobes haven't developed yet. So you're still thinking like a child. So you're thinking, oh wow, like my friend's doing big things, she has changed, all of that stuff. And it really used to get to me, it really messed up my confidence. So I did isolate myself for a bit when it came to my career. Like I never spoke about it. I was just like, yeah, like, it's fine kind of thing.
We did push her.
Huh?
We did push her.
Exactly. With God,
It's God.
But like as I got older, especially as I got, I'd say towards like uni time, I met my people. And the good thing about uni was that everybody was doing amazing things. So it was normal. Like none of us felt like anyone was flexing because this person's at Google and this person has a tech company and this person's doing this. And we're really young, right? So it's like, I surrounded myself with people for whom like success was a norm. So I didn't feel like I was lonely in a room full of people who feel like success is a threat. And that was really, really pivotal for me. That was really what changed. It helped my confidence, right? It helped me feel more comfortable in who I am. I didn't feel like, if I make this amount of money, like, am I going to lose friends? No, because like everyone around you is on the same kind of thing. And then also prioritizing community and friendships. Like I used to, I won't lie, like I used to kind of flex, like, oh, I'm an only child, like I don't know anybody, like, oh my God, I'll cut you off, like kind of thing. But it's honestly the worst flex because I was lonely and, it's community is needed.
Foza powering me, and you are welcome back to our Creative Journey podcast, where I am speaking to all my favorite friends in the industry as a woman. Just to sign out, how do you deal with failure, and what would you like to see this platform evolve into, or what would you want to see, what would you want to see in the industry that would have helped you and will help you going forward?
Okay.
That's 3 questions.
Okay, so the first question, what has helped me through failure? And I'll say God. Over time, I've been able to like build my relationship with God, and then my family, and just having a strong belief in my vision. So that has been something that's held me down. Those 3 things. And for her creative journey, I feel that this platform is going to be the platform for women to share their stories. Before now, I would not have sat down here to like, or sat down anywhere to necessarily just talk about what I am doing. I would rather just, put the work. This is the work. But this is more of, okay, the story. What is it going to evolve into? So I believe that this platform can be a platform for women that are trying to push, that are trying to create something new and different to help the economy, to provide value. Yeah, so that's why I see this, because just hearing Shay, Mandy, I know what you do, so it's like, okay, I'm inspired. It's, further inspiration to push some more. And yeah, so on the industry, or rather in the industry space, being in fashion, the creative space, I would say that generally the structure, having a system, the industry having a system. And yeah, that would definitely help, people equally knowing that for fashion law, how I see fashion law is that as a fashion lawyer, I'm here to help my clients win big. I'm here to help them, run their businesses to, surpass the international market. I don't know, I feel it's possible.
It is
I feel
possible.
it's possible. So yeah, that's just how I say it. But then it comes with the system, it comes with structures, it comes with, people being like businesses being serious enough and not being short-sighted and having like long-term goals and being willing to push. So yeah, I feel that's primarily what I just want to say is like systems and like, proper structure in the industry.
I love that. She's so passionate about the fashion industry. I love it.
Yeah, I love it.
What about you, man? Do you remember the questions?
The last one I'll still come back to ask you, but let me start. Let me start. So the first question you asked is about
Have you dealt with failure?
yeah, I have that. Sincerely, I tell people that I've never failed, but that's a lie. I have a lot of failures, but I really don't see it. So I'm type of person that with life, with everything, I move past things quickly. I don't sit back, start thinking, it's not working, I'll be no problem. Let's keep moving. So because of it, I don't really notice. So and once I move past it, I never go back to look at it. I just keep moving. Maybe at most, if I feel okay, what could I have done better? Maybe I'm trying to use that same way again, I can go back and think about. So that's what I do with my own failures. There's always something better. For me to lose this, that means something better is coming. So I just keep moving forward. For her creative journey, I hope and I pray that it evolves to a platform where other women will see that there are a lot of women in the industry that do things, might not be in your face. For example, before now, I didn't really know her. And probably when I look into marketing, I will know her. But because people that we get to see a lot are more of the A and R's. For me, the A and R's, the lawyers, the maybe crew,
Artists,
the artists. There are a lot of people behind the scene that are making the industry what it is, like her. And we really don't know. Do you get? So I hope this podcast evolves to be that part where women say, okay, I must not be an entertainment lawyer. I might be a lawyer, but I can do this instead because I can do this and I can follow this person, I can listen to this person. Then third question was
because of what would you want to see happen in your industry?
I don't relate it to Grammy, but I know we were shouting Afrobeat, and I'm saying this because right now I'm transitioning from film to music. So for the film industry, I hope we get to, for both industry, I hope we get to understand the value we bring to the table and make something for ourselves. It might not be easy, but let's at least start because the longer we keep playing into the hands of the foreigners or the guys that are coming in with the money, you mentioned something inside that the effects is important, I get that. But the more we keep playing into their hands without understanding what we're bringing to the table, they'll keep taking us for a joyride. Be it film, Amazon just left. Netflix is going to use film people and do butter and bread going forward. Music industry, Grammy, everybody's now saying hip TV is coming. That's also a lot. But I feel we need to appreciate ourselves. We need to appreciate the products coming from Africa. And when we understand the value, we know what we're bringing to the table.
So we need to have an agenda as an industry, like an African agenda. Shay?
The first question was, how do I deal with failure? So I cry when things don't work out. I think I cry a lot. Like I throw a tantrum and I rest, and then I get back to it. So I'm not someone. I'm not someone that is like, oh, I feel okay. I'll cry and I'll feel it because that took me a long time and it hurts. And I'll acknowledge it, but then we're still gonna get back to it. Like I don't dwell. And I think that really helps me with release because when I hold on to stuff, you attract the same stuff because I'm still resentment about the same thing that happened. So it's going to happen again. I'm still resentful. Hey, God. Yeah, sorry, you guys didn't notice. And then the second thing was about her creative journey. So again, I think you're already doing what needs to be done, and I think it's only up from here. This is something that I envision turning into like mentorship, community. I think you're already doing incredible things. Just keep at it, really. Yeah. And then what would I like to see more of from my industry? I think very, very similarly to what Mandy said. So I work with tech and creative startups, right? And the tech guys are raising stupid amounts of money. Like they know how to sell, they know how to pitch, they know how to do all of that. But the creative economy, a lot of us, like a lot of businesses, a lot of people, they don't know their worth, they don't know their value because their art is so attached to their feelings and stuff. So when we actually begin to teach them their value, like this thing is the new oil. Like the GDP of creator economy was like almost like ×2 of oil for last year. So it's like more kind of like awareness and showing that this thing you have is actually a gold mine, I think will be unstoppable, honestly. So that's why.
And we are going to end this podcast today. Thank you so much, guys. I really enjoyed this conversation. I'm very much inspired. And to you out there, I want to tell you that the future is female. The future is female. And I have the best people on this podcast talking to you every time. Thank you guys for coming. I'm going to see you next episode. Toodles! All right, guys. Thank you guys for joining me today. And the future is female. And let's toast to that, please. This is to the future, and it's female, guys. Thank you guys for coming.
Hi, everyone. My name is Seyi, and I'm the founder of CHL, where we scale Africa's most promising tech and creative businesses. I've just been on Her Creative Journey, the podcast, and I can't wait for you guys to listen.
Hi guys, my name is Annie Otti. I'm the founder of the Africa Fashion Law Services. The Africa Fashion Law is a platform which provides legal and business solutions for creatives in the fashion industry in Nigeria and Africa at large. And this is Her Creative Journey.
Hi guys, my name is Uzoagba. I'm an entertainment lawyer and head of licensing at Udundo, which is a music distribution platform that promotes legal downloading and streaming of music contents. And I was on Her Creative Journey podcast. Stay tuned for beautiful contents.